चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नाम श्रेष्ठं मनुमपि शचिपुत्रमत्र स्वरूपं तस्याग्रजमुरुपुरीं माथुरीं गोष्ठवाटिं राधाकुण्डं गिरिवरमहो राधिका माधवाशा प्राप्तो यस्य प्रथितकृपया श्रीगुरुं तं नतोऽस्मि। नमस्ते गुरुदेवाय सर्वसिद्धिप्रदायिने सर्वमङ्गलरूपाय सर्वानन्दविधायिने यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातराजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवो विनेदुस्तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। हे श्री गुरु ज्ञान दीनबन्धो स्वानन्ददातः करुणैकसिन्धो वृंदावनासीन हितावतार प्रसीद राधा प्रणय प्रचार त्रायस्व भो जगन्नाथ गुरु संसर्गिना राधा सन्मुख संशक्तिं सखी संगिवासिनीं तामहं सततं वन्दे गुरुपां परां सखीम्। वैराग्य भक्तिरसं प्रयत्ने अपायन् मामनभिक्षुमन्धं कृपां बुधिर्यः परदुःख दुःखी सनातनं तं प्रभुमाश्रयामि। हे श्रीदयित हे भुवनैकबन्धो हे कृष्ण हे चपल हे करुणैक सिन्धो हे वृंदावनासी हितावतार प्रसीद राधा प्रणय प्रचार। First of all, offer my millions of obeisances to the feet of Asmit Guru Padma Vitala Guru Shri Srimad Bhakti-Vidanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. I offer obeisances to lotus feet of Triandi Sannyasi Shri Srimad Bhakti-Vidanta Dandi Maharaj Ji, Namnishta Santa Shri Aniruddhas Prabhu Ji, and all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis gathered here. Please accept my humble obeisances. So here, Caitanya Caritamrta we are reading Dasya Sakhya Vatsalyar Jeshvrungar Chari Prema Chaturvidha Bhakti Radha. Dasya means servitude. Sometimes a sadhaka who by nature is of a higher rasa can engage in service in a lower rasa by association of devotees in Dasya and Sakhya rasa. However, when he is not satisfied and later comes into higher association, he will give up the previous moods and attain his inherent bhava. So, for example, I'll give an example that someone is living in say, Tirupati and is going to Tirumala temple. All he's getting is the association of the Sri Vaishnavas who are very much attached to the mood of servitorship to Narayan. And in their association, he is happily serving Lord Venkateshwar Swami, who is Narayan, in the mood of servitorship. But it may so happen that his swarup is that he is higher swarupa in Krishna's pastimes. So when he gets a higher association, then that person will abandon that dasya rasa and will move on to the higher service. So this dasya rasa is a basic rasa actually. This is a basic rasa, and that is available in all the planets. Especially, it is very much prominent in Vaikuntha planet. It is also prominent in Rama's planet. Ayodhya also it is prominent. There are different examples of the dasya bhaktas. For example, there are queens of Krishna in Dwarka. Their love is much more elevated than the love which Hanuman has for Ram, or Arjun has for Krishna, and Uddhav has for Krishna. But still, the love of these queens of Dwarka is not pure Madhurya Bhav. Actually, it is still the mood of Dasya. So, Dasya Ras is actually mood of servitorship. Means basically you'll see rasa. We'll study in Jaiva Dharma rasa. Rasa is of two types, namely primary Mukhya rasa and secondary Gauna rasa. And the five Mukhya rasas are Shanta rasa, passive adoration. Shanta rasa means passive adoration. Then Dasya is servitude, Sakhya is friendship, and Vatsalya is parental love. Madhurya is amorous love. Then there are secondary mellows. The secondary rasas are Hasya, comedy, Adbhuta, astonishment, Raudra means anger, Veera means chivalry, then Karuna means pathos, and Bhayanak means horror, and Vivatsa means actually disgust. So Dasya is one of the primary mellows. So one will develop attachment for Krishna. That attachment is called Krishna Rati. Krishna Rati is also 5 types, arising from 5 divisions of devotees. There is Shantaras devotees, there is Dasyaras, Sakhyaras, and Vatsalyas and Madhuras. Based on that, they will have different type of attachments. So Dasyaras is one of the first rasas. Shantaras, then Dasyaras. So highly developed Priti, experienced merely as joy in the first stage, when it has not yet blossomed, is called Rati. This is attained in Shantaras. When Rati arises, everything except for service to Krishna seems insignificant. When profuse Mamata, Mamata means sense of possessiveness. Ananya Mamata Vishnu, Bhakti Mamata. So one should have very deep Mamata. When Mamata comes for one's attachment, too much affection or attachment comes, then that actually becomes Dasyaras. That love in which there is a higher sense of complete confidence and which becomes even thicker despite the presence of cause for its destruction is called Pranaya. This is observed in Sakhyaras. So Pranaya is the characteristic of Sakhyaras. And then this Pranaya assumes a surprising and unusual state of Prema. It is called Mana. That intense Prema which makes the heart extremely molten is called Sneha. So like this, there is a gradation. So in Mamata is there, then Shantaras becomes Dasyaras. And when Pranaya is there, then it becomes Sakhyaras. Pranaya can be had in the stage of Sakhyaras, like this. So ultimately speaking, we are also hankering for Radha Dasya. We are a Mahaprabhu also, and that Mahaprabhu has explained that the sadhya for the living entity is service to Shrimati Radhika, Radha Dasya. But here the Dasya is about Krishna, Krishna Dasya. But our aim and object is Radha Dasya, and Parakya Bhava. But ultimately speaking, we will have to do Dasya because we are Dasas or Dasis. So the first melody actually, this, but step by step we advance because the Radha Krishna's love-laden Leela is very confidential and it is full of very miseries and it is imperceptible. Even for those who are in Dasyaras and those who are in Vatsalya Bhav, even for them it is imperceptible. Only the Sakhis can understand Radha Krishna's pastimes. Those are Shrungaras. So therefore, but slowly, first we come to Shanta, then Dasya, then Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhura. Just like we light a lamp, ghee lamp. So actually, Bhakti's doctrine we are studying in Jaiva Dharma. The Bhakti has 10 doctrines. The scriptures such as Srimad Bhagavatam, which have been accepted by the Guru Parampara, are the best praman or authentic evidence. Which Caitanya Caritamrta or Bhagavatam are the best evidence. Then number 2 is Vrajanandan Sri Krishna is absolute truth. So this is the fundamental truth. That all these 5 melos depend on this truth, that Vrajanandan Sri Krishna is absolute truth. He is Sarva Shaktiman, the possessor and master of all potencies. Number 4 is the reservoir of all rasas. Number 5, both the conditioned and liberated souls are his Vivinnamsha Tattva, his separated parts and parcels. Number 6 is that conditioned souls are controlled by Maya. Liberated souls are free from Maya. The spiritual master, the spiritual and material worlds are manifestations of Sri Hari and are inconceivably and simultaneously one with him and different from him. Bhakti is the only means of sadhana. Number 10, love of Krishna is the only goal. So these 10 doctrines of Bhakti are like the roots and medicinal herbs. And the essential juice of these roots and herbs is the ghee that burns in the wicks of this ghee lamp. So we are doing Aarti to Gurudev, we have to do with these particular medicinal herbs. So 5 great wicks, when we do Aarti to Gurudev, then we are using the 5 great ghee wicks, which are 5 types of sthai bhava. The 5 types of rasa, that is Shantaras, Dasyaras, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhur. These are the 5 flames. So when we are doing Aarti to Gurudev, then the 5 flames are actually this particular this thing. These five rasas, they form the five flames with which we do arati to Krishna. So that's why this dasya is very, very important. Only when bhakti is in the mood of servitorship, dasya, do the devotees desire knowledge of my opulences. Aishwarya. So, for example, you want to know about how powerful is Krishna, how he is creating millions of universes in a moment, how he is destroying the millions of universes in a moment. Then means you have the knowledge of his opulence. Then only the dasyaras will come in you. Without having the knowledge of his opulence, dasyaras cannot come. So the basis of dasyaras is knowledge of Krishna's opulence. Yeah. So when we're chanting the Mahamantra, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now this is the fifth pair of the names. Now note that in Hare Krishna Mahamantra there are actually 8 pairs. But when we are chanting the fifth pair, Hare Ram, Hare Ram is the fifth pair. And again, sixth pair is also Hare Ram. Seventh is Ram Ram, and then eighth is Hare Hare. So the fifth pair, actually, the Ajatarati Sadhaka. That means the sadhaka who has not developed any attachment for Krishna, Rati for Krishna, he is praying for the mood of servitorship to appear in the heart. And that is very, very important. When we say Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So this particular Hare Ram, this Hare Ram actually, Hare Ram is actually mood of servitorship. This is the mood of servitorship is actually Hare Ram. So here, this Ajatarati Sadhaka is praying like that. So upon attaining his Shuddha Swarup and being eternally situated in one of the transcendental rasas, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya and Madhurja, the Jiva relishes the sweetness of Bhagavan's form and pastimes in ever new way at every moment. So when we get situated in the Dasya Ras or Sakhya Ras, Vatsalya Ras or Shringar Ras, then you'll relish the sweetness and Bhagavan's form and his pastimes in ever new way, in every moment. In other words, he relishes the nectar of service to Nandandan Sri Krishna in his two-arm form, holding a flute and dressed as a cowherd boy. So when we develop any of these 4 moods, we can render service to Nandandan Sri Krishna. So this is, for example, Yamuna Stotra is a very good stotra. Last time also we read Yamuna Charya, what he wrote. And in Bhajan Rahasya, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur talks about his verse about Dasya. He's telling Yamunacharya, Tava Dasya Sukhaika Sanginam Bhavaneshu Pikita Janmame Itaravastheshu Masmabhod Api Janma Chatur Mukhadmana. Oh Bhagwan, if I take birth again due to my past activities or by your desire, please let it be in the home of a devotee. Even if that birth is in the body of an insect, I have no desire to take birth in a household devoid of devotion to you. Even if it has the opulence of Brahma. Oh Purushottama, this is my earnest prayer. So, Dasya is a very, very important sentiment. And then comes Sakhya. Sakhya means mood of friendship. So we should have, this is actually Arjuna. Arjuna is Sharangi Shravane Parikshit Abhavat Vayasaki Kirtane Prahlada Smarane Angri Bhajane Lakshmi Pratu Pujane Akurasta Vivandane Sakhi Kavipatir Dasyata Sakhya Arjuna Sarvaswatma Nibedanadi Bhajarabhut Krishna Tireshampara. So Arjuna served in the mood of service in Sakhya Ras. So actually, in Brihad Bhagavatamritam, the Sakhya Ras is described greatly. There is a very nice book, Brihad Bhagavatamritam. Especially in Brihad Bhagavatamritam, where Shri Narad Goswami and Shri Uddhav saw Gopakumar, they ascertained that he was constitutionally an associate in Sakhya Ras. He had the association of Shri Narad Goswami, Uddhavji, Hanumanji, and others, but no one's influence changed his natural Sakhya Bhav. So Gopakumar was so fixed in this conception that Krishna is my friend, that nothing in this world could sway his, no one could influence him. His mood was like that. So Sakhya Rasa is also very elevated rasa. For example, Mahaprabhu's associate, recent example is given that Sri Hridaya Chaitanya, he is an associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Sakhya Rasa, in Krishna Lila. But he had a disciple by the name Sri Shyamananda Prabhu, Dukhi Krishna Das. He is an associate in Madhur Rasa. Therefore, Sri Hridaya Chaitanya personally sent Dukhi Krishna Das to Sri Jiva Goswami to receive higher bhajan shiksha in Madhur Rasa. So it may happen that Guru and disciple in Pancharatrika Guru Parampara are in the same rasa. But that the Guru is not as highly qualified as the disciple. Under such circumstances, the disciple must go and take shelter of an Uttam Vaishnava for higher bhajan shiksha. And this Vaishnava will be called Guru in Bhagavad Parampara. So you see that Hridaya Chaitanya was in Sakhya-ras, but his disciple Shyamananda was in Madhurya-ras, Shringar-ras. So therefore he sent him to Jiva Goswami, who was in Shringar-ras, to understand the tattva of bhakti. That is also there. So this Sakhya-ras is Subal Sakha, who is now Gauridas Pandit and Hridaya Chaitanya Prabhu. They are in Sakhya-ras. And there is different associate. Abhiram Thakur was in Sakhya-ras. Was incarnation of Sridham Bhaiya, Radharani's elder brother. So Sakhya is also very elevated melo. It is one of the primary melos, and it is actually Krishna. You see that he is in Sakhya-ras with Arjuna. Sometimes he ridicules him. So actually Krishna says that sometimes they will joke also. This is quite okay because they are sakhas, they are friends. The friends, they can joke with each other. Then comes the Vatsalya Ras. This Vatsalya Ras is even more elevated than the Sakhya Ras. In this Ras, our Yashoda Maya is there. So that is Vatsalya. Vatsalya is also used for Bhakta Vatsalya. For example, parental kindness to the devotee. Like the Guru is also very kind to his disciple. Like he has the parental kindness. He has the Vatsalya mood for the disciple. That in that sense also the word Vatsalya used. But here Vatsalya means that the devotee regards Krishna as someone who is to be maintained, someone to be pampered, someone to be looked after in parental affection. That is called Vatsalya Ras. And this is a melo which is higher than the Sakhya Ras. And then comes the Shringar. Now this is actually a Rasaraj. Rasaraj means the king of all melos. There is no melo higher than that. The Shringar Rasa, actually it is impossible to pursue Shringar Rasa in the material body. Only a person who is free from the lower types of enjoyment, as in the stage of Bhava, is qualified to discuss Sammokha Rasa, the meal of amorous love. At this stage, we cannot understand the conjugal love of Radha Krishna. Means even if we hear those pastimes, that's why we are forbidden that we should not hear Govinda Lilamrut, Krishna Bhavanamrita, Mahakavya. These pastimes should be kept secret, and we should not hear them, because that will create mundane lust in us. What we will do is, we will superimpose our own material desires upon Radha Krishna and try to do some hidden sense gratification that manner. So that's why Shringar Ras is the most confidential melo, and it is not generally told to the public. Krishna is the embodiment of Shringar Rasa, Akhil Rasa Amrita Murti. So Krishna is actually Shringar Rasa Sarvaswam, Shiki Pinche Vibhushanam, Angikirta Narakaram, Ashray Pramadakrutam. So Shri Nandandan is the embodiment of Shringar Rasa, the melo of amorous love. And he is the ultimate limit of Sevya. He is the Bhokta Tattva. And Srimati Radhika is the ultimate limit of Sevak Tattva or Ashray Tattva. So Krishna is the enjoyer and Radharani is the enjoyed. She is the ultimate enjoyed Seva, ultimate servitor, and Krishna is the supreme enjoyed. So there Anurag is known as Sthai Bhav. Sthai Bhav means permanent emotion. Everyone has some Sthai Bhav, permanent emotion. And when this Anurag reaches its ultimate limit, it is known as Yavalakshana. So like this. So this Shringar Rasa, Radharani is a perfect example of a devotee in Shringar Rasa. But she is not just a devotee. She is Krishna's energy, eternal consort, and Shri Krishna's counter role, or there is predominating moiety and dominated moiety. This is what the Srila Maharaj wants to use this word, moiety, which is actually not so commonly used in modern English. But in Bhakti-Vidanta Saraswati Prabhupada's time, they used to use this word, moiety. Moiety means one of the two, approximately equal parts, or one of the two basic subdivisions of a tribe, moiety. Moiety or mediety, but these are old English actually. So Radharani is the satisfies Krishna's conjugal desires. Shungar rasa, amorous mellow. So if Shama is directly the emperor of all transcendental mellows, Nasaraj, and the embodiment of the amorous mellow Shungar rasa, then Srimati Radhika is the form of Madanatya Maharaj. Srimati Radhika with her Shungar rasa feeds Shama honey in the form of Kandapa, Cupid. Krishna ke Shama rasa madhupan nirantara purna kare Caitanya Caritamrta. Srimati Radhika makes Krishna drink the honey of amorous mellow, Shamaras. This amorous mellow is called Shamaras, and she is therefore engaged in satisfying all of Krishna's lust, Kama. This is actually explained. So, four kinds of devotees are the receptacles of the four kinds of mellows in love of God, namely servitude, friendship, parental affection, and conjugal love. Now, next verse. Nija nija bhava sabe srishta kari mane. Nija bhave kare sukha, kare Krishna sukha swadaya. Nija means each his own. Bhava means mood. Sabe all. Srishta kari, making the best. Mane accepts nija bhave in his own mood. Kare does. Krishna sukha, happiness with Lord Krishna. Aswadane, testing. Each kind of devotee feels that his sentiment is the most excellent, and thus is that mood he tests a great happiness with Lord Krishna. Now, this is actually everyone has different nature. For example, in India, they will cook the rice, but if you go to say Thailand or someplace, they will make rice noodles, and they'll think that that is the best food. If you give a Thai man noodles, he'll be very happy. But India, Bengali man will not be happy with noodles. He will need actually this thing. And some parts of Bengal they eat rice chapatis also. So like that. So everyone has a different disposition. So tatastaya mane vichara jadi kari sabara sahipe shrangara adhika madhuri. Tatastha means impartially, becoming impartial. Mane in the mind, vichara, consideration, jadi, if, kari, doing, sarasa, all the mellows, then, shrungara in conjugal love, adhika, greater, madhurya, sweetness. But if we compare the sentiments in an impartial mood, we find that the conjugal sentiment is superior to all others in sweetness. So here Bhakti-Vidanta Maharaj is telling that no one is higher or lower than anyone else in the transcendental relationships with the Lord. For the absolute realm, everything is equal. But although these relationships are absolute, there are also transcendental differences between them. Thus, the transcendental relationship of conjugal love is considered the highest perfection. Now, a simple example is given in a mundane sense that, I have a friend and I love my friend. I love him more than my servant. But I love my mother more than my friend. And then someone has a wife or girlfriend, then that person will love his wife or girlfriend more than even his mother. Once he gets married, he may even forget his mother. He may even forget his friends. He may even forget his servants. Because wife, she will do the seva which mother is doing. She'll be a good friend like a friend. She will be like, do the seva like a servant is doing. She will give the company like a friend. And much more than that. Everything, all the desires she will fulfill. So that's why ultimately speaking, the conjugal love is in material world also, the conjugal love is very strong, very, very strong. You can see that conjugal love is very strong. But because it is the perverted reflection of the spiritual conjugal love, that's why some power is seen in this conjugal love, even in the material world. So Next verse is saying, Yathottaram asuswada visheshollasam lasamayapi ratirvasanaya swadvi bhasate kapi kasyachit yatha uttaram, one after another. So that swada vishesha of particular taste, ullasamay consisting of increase, api also ratihi love, vasanaya by the different desire, swadvi sweet, bhasate exist, kapi any, kasyachit of someone the devotee. Increasing love is experienced in various tastes, one above another. But that love which has the highest taste in the gradual succession of desire manifests itself in the form of conjugal love. So actually, some mundane example is given that sugar cane. The sugar cane and then you say rock candy. Rock candy comes from sugar cane, but you'll see that rock candy is sweeter than sugar cane. Because rock candy is the condensation of the sugar cane. So like that. So that's why the conjugal mellow is the sweetest. For instance, example is given in Bhakti-Vidanta Vishnu. For instance, when Buddha, jaggery, a type of solid unrefined molasses, is transformed, it abandons its former state and becomes unrefined sugar, kanda. When it becomes unrefined sugar, good can no longer be conceived as having its own separate state because good has been transformed into raw sugar. Similarly, unrefined sugar, khanda, becomes refined sugar, chili, and refined sugar becomes rock candy, mishri. In the condition of rock candy, there is no separate existence of unrefined sugar or refined sugar. In the same way, when bhava matures into prema, why should there be any separate existence of bhava? When prema matures gradually, it increases and takes the form of sneha. Mana, pranaya, rag, anurag, bhav, and mahabhav. At that time, only mahabhav should remain. Why should there be any existence of rati, prema, sneha, man, and other prior conditions? So this cannot be said because rati is a distinct and superior function of Krishna's Ladini Shakti. By the power of Krishna's inconceivable potency, Achintya Shakti, rati, sneha, man, pranay, and so on attain successively higher states without giving up their previous conditions. The separate existence of each and every condition is certainly to be admitted. For example, it can be said that when Sri Krishna's childhood form, Balya there is imbued with a particular sweetness, then without giving up the condition of childhood, it attains the boyhood form, Pauganda Deha. Again, when the Pauganda Deha attains even greater sweetness and excellence, it assumes the form of Freshut, Kaishori Deha. Until the material body of the Jiva, Krishna's body is never subject to any transformation arising from age. Shri Krishna's Balya, Pauganda, and Kaishor forms, as well as the Leelas connected with them, are all eternal. But when the Pauganda form manifests, the Balya Deha disappears from this universe and manifests in some other universe. Simultaneously, the Balya Leela is also revealed in that universe. Therefore, as regards the revelation of the unmanifest pastimes, Aprakat Leela, within Vrindavan of the earthly sphere, Bhauma Vrindavan, where the Balya Leela begins, the Balya Deha also becomes manifest. In the Vaishnava Manvantara, in the Vaivasvan Manvantara of the next Kalpa, day of Brahma, when the Prakat Leela of Vrindavan is manifest in this universe, then at that time the Balya Deha will again be manifest in the same universe. Therefore, as regards eternal phenomena, it is only a matter of accepting their appearance and disappearance. In the hearts of devotees in whom Rati, Prema, and other stages of Sthai Bhav have been aroused, a particular aspect of the Sthai Bhav, Rati, Prema, Sneha, and so on, sometimes arise due to contact with the stimulating elements known as Vibhav. At that time, that particular feature of the Sthai Bhav becomes manifest eternally, while the other bhavas remain in the unmanifest condition. In ordinary worldly minded persons who are possessed of lust, anger, and so on, when one emotion is manifest, the others remain dormant within the form of latent desires and impressions, samskaras. When the appropriate opportunity comes about, the other emotions assert themselves. Similarly, rati, prema, and so on sometimes become manifest by contact with specific stimuli, and other times they remain concealed within. So actually, um, this is a very nice explanation here. But this is the highest mellow is actually the conjugal mellow. So basically, different types of ratis are there. In Shungar Ras is also very involved topic, and in that one actually there is Samartha Rati, which the gopis have. So rati or attraction is like a seed, and it is the initial stage of Samartha Rati. Prem or pure love is like a sugar cane, or sneha or deep affection is like sugar cane juice. Man or vexation in love is like jaggery, molasses or gur. Pranay or intimacy is like crude sugar, thanda. Rag or strong attachment is like refined sugar, chini. And anurag or profound attachment is like sugar candy, michli. Finally, Mahabhav is the highest ecstasy, is like rock candy, sitopala. So, increasing love is experienced in various tastes, one above another. But that love which has the highest taste is the gradual succession of desire manifest itself in the form of conjugal love. This is a verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, 2.5.38 of Rupa Goswami. So now, Ateva Madhura Rasa Kahitarana Sakya Parakiya Bhave Dvivida Sansthan. Ateva, therefore, Madhura, sweet. Rasa, mellow, Kahi, I say, Tara, of that, Nama, the name, Sakya, Sakya on, Parakiya, and named Parakiya, others, Bhave, in the moods, Dvivida, two types, Sanstana positions. Therefore, I call it Madhur Rasa. It has two further divisions, namely wedded and unwedded love. So basically, there is wedded love. The wedded love is actually, you see, in Swakyavad. There is a Swakyavad. Even Vishwanath Thakur also, he spent most of his time in a semi-conscious or internal state in Vrindavan, deeply absorbed in bhajan. During that time, a debate broke out in Jaipur between the Gaudiya Vaishnavas and the Vaishnavas who supported the doctrine of Swakyavad, or the Lord's pastimes of wedded love. The Vaishnavas from the antagonistic camp of the Ramanuja line had led King Jaisingh II of Jaipur to believe that the worship of Srimati Radhika with Sri Govinda Devi is not supported by the scriptures. Their contention was that Srimati Radhika's name is neither mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam nor in the Vishnu Puran, and that she has never married Sri Krishna according to Vedic ritual. The antagonistic Vaishnavas further objected that the Gaudiya Vaishnavas did not belong to a recognized sampradaya or a line of basic succession. So you see that all these problems came up because they only believe in the wedded love. But then our Baldev Vidyabhushan explained that yes, Paramur love is also there. So basically, when Goswamis were there, they all accepted this Paramur love. But later on, when their influence decreased, then all started, people are talking about wedded love actually. Actually, that is the thing. But if you study, if you saw Radha Krishna in wedded love, like Srila Gurudev is telling that the scriptures establish the preeminence of Parakya Rasa Bhajan. By serving Shri Radha Krishna in the mood of wedded love, Swakya Ras, one will attain Golok Vrindavan. You will go to Golok Vrindavan. But by serving in Paramur love, one will attain Vraja Vrindavan, the absolute innermost chamber of Golok Dham, where Shri Radha Krishna's Nikunja Leelas take place. If you want to go to peripheral abodes, then you can be in the wedded love. But if you want to go to innermost, most confidential places where the most confidential bhavas or nikunjas are there, then you have to serve Radha Krishna in the Paramur love or Parakya. So there the Manjari Sakhis being endowed with Ullasarati, much stronger affection for Radha than for Krishna. Now the Manjari's mood is like that. They have much stronger affection for Radha than for Krishna. And that is their Ullasarati is topmost. So they render service to Rasakini Vilas in a secluded groves without any hesitation. So Sri Raghunath Goswami says in Vrajavilastava, Tambularpana Padamardana Payodana Visaradivir Vrindaranya Maheshwarim Priyataya Yastosha Anti Priya Prana Preshta Saki Kuladapi Kila Sankochita Bhumika Keli Bhumi Shurumanya Mukha Tatasika Samshre. I take shelter of the maid servant of Srimati Radhika, of whom Rupamanjari is prominent. Unlike the Prana Preshta Sakhis, they can perform any service without hesitation. They perpetually and affectionately satisfy Srimati Radhika by their various services and such as offering tambul, massaging her feet, bringing her water, and arranging for her tryst with Krishna. So this is the unveiled love. This is actually unveiled love. So that Krishna's constitutional nature is to be self-satisfied, and Krishna is Atmaram. So in those spiritual planets, predominant opulence manifests his own potency as Lakshmi and consorts with her in the melo of wedded conjugal love. So his melo with Lakshmi is the wedded conjugal love. There, with the sense of wedlock prevailing, only goes up to the stage of servitorship. That's there. When Golok, Krishna manifests millions and millions of gopis and enjoys with them continuously, oblivious to any sentiments of wedded love. So in the Swakya conception, the rasa does not remain extremely inaccessible as the Parakya mood, where the obstacles to making union all the more precious. Hence, from the beginningless time, the gopis are naturally imbued with an innate conception of being other men's wives. Sri Krishna therefore reciprocates with their mood and naturally assumes the identity of their paramour, taking the help of his flute, which is his dearly beloved intimate companion, to accomplish the rasa dance and also supports this particular melo.
Hare Krishna, sorry, dear devotees. I think Maharaj exited by mistake. He will be back on shortly. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Sorry. So we're discussing here the conjugal love between Radha and Krishna. But this conjugal is actually special type, and it is called paramour love actually. So अतएव कहि कारणाम स्वकीय परकीय भावे द्विविध संस्थान. Therefore, I call it Madhur Ras. It has two further divisions, namely wedded and unwedded love. So, Parakiya Bhavati Rasera Ullas Vrajavin Viharanyatra Nahivas. Parakya bhave, in the mood of parakya or conjugal relations outside of marriage. Ati, very great, rasera of melo, ullasa, increase. Vrajavina, except for Raja, Ihara of this, Anyatra, anywhere else, Nahi, there is not Vasa residence. There is a great increase of melo in the unwedded conjugal mood. Such a love is found, such love is found nowhere but in Braja. So, Brajavadhu Ganera Ei Bhava Niravadhi Paramaddeshi Radhaya Bhavavadhi Brajavadhu Ganera. The young wives of Raja, this bhava mood, niravadi, unbounded. Taramate, among them, Shri Radhaya in Srimati Radharani, Bhavera of the mood Avati, the highest limit. This mood is unbounded in the damsels of Raja, but among them it finds its perfection in Shri Radha. So Brajavadhu. So here Mahaprabhu also has told Brajavadhu Vargenaya Kalpita. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Vadavadhu, Vrajavadhu. Vrajavadhu means all the gopis. They have this mood that they are married to some other gopas and they are so that is what the word is, especially Vrajavadhu is used actually. Actually, there is this word Vrajavadhu is used in another verse. Shamanga Dutikinkini Dhvanidharam Ringa Tiranga Pradam Kashashashvada Udukhalam Khara 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 Agara Prakara Pratham Visjati Marjuna Dvayakata Katakarajita Kautuka Pavruta Nirikshanam Brajavadhu Lalyasya Balyam Stuve. Out of the childhood mood, Balya Bhava of Sri Krishna, who is nurtured by the ladies of Raja. He is gloriously situated in his childhood mood, which dark limbs tinkling bells. He bestows the greatest bliss as he crawls on his knees and repeatedly pulls at the water, which clatters as it passes it along. Excited by the thunderous crackling of the two falling Arjuna trees, he looks all around with his restless eyes. So here also the word Vrajavadhu Balyam. So Vrajavadhu means elder gopis, but sometimes Vrajavadhu means also younger gopis. So here also Caitanya Caritamrta, Gurudev also says this. Vrajavadhu Merei Bhava Niravadhi Taramaddeshi Radhaya Bhaviravadhi. This mood is without limit in the young brides of Raja. Among them it culminates in Shri Radha. Shri Radha is the culmination of that mood. So Prauda Nirmala Bhava Prema Sarvottama Krishnera Madhurasa Aswada Karana. So here next verse says Prauda Nirmala Bhava Prema Sarvottama Krishnera Madhurasa Aswada Karana. Prauda means matured, Nirmala Bhava, pure condition, Prema, love. Sarva Uttama, the best of all, Krishnera, Lord Krishna, Madhur, of the mela of the conjugal relationship, Aswada of the testing, Karana, the cause. Her pure, mature love surpasses that of all others. Love is the cause of Lord Krishna's testing the sweetness of the conjugal relationship. So this is all actually, without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we could not have understood all these things. That's why Premananda Thakur has sung with great joy. Emana Shachirananda Bine, Emana Shachirananda Bine, Prema Bhakti Nama Atiyada Bhuta Sutaharita Karakane. Oh, without the mercy of Sri Gaurasundara, the son of Sachi, who could have ever heard this, that extremely wonderful word, prema? We could have never understood this Krishna Prema without the mercy of Sachinandan Gaudhari. Radha, Lita, Vishaka, Chandravali, and other damsels of Raja are the same age as Krishna. And they had played with him freely since childhood. And for this reason, Krishna and the gopis have a deep affection. This is called anurag for each other. In their childhood, the gopis could not remain a moment without Krishna. But as they grew older, a sense of shyness and so forth began to manifest within them. That's natural. Moreover, by their marriage to someone other than Krishna, they became others' wives, Paravatu. And for them, Krishna became a Paramur, Parapurusha. So, despite the increasing love between gopis and Krishna in their youth, meeting each other became rare. So, at first, gopis did not display their feelings as they feared dishonor for their family, public shame, and their elders. Yet, upon hearing the sound of Krishna's flute, they forgot they were bound by these things, and they were no longer capable of hiding the deep anurag within their heart. They gathered together and began to describe the sweetness of Krishna's flute. And upon beginning their description of his beautiful threefold bending form, his curved movements, crooked glance, gentle smile, and so on, subtle vision of him would burst into view within their heart, and they would be carried away in the ecstasy of prema. Some gopis, thinking their Sakhi Krishna, would embrace him and be immersed in the blissful ocean of meeting with Krishna. Due to the innate, insatiable nature of prema, the gopis possessing love remained ever restless to meet with Krishna. But shame had shackled their feet, and it had not been possible for them to meet with him. Even the gopis had been unable to calm their heart upon experiencing the strong impulse of emotion. They concealed their inner moods while describing Krishna's madhurji to each other as follows. Akshan vatam phalamidam na param. Oh dear Sakhis, all of you are bound in the shackles of snare of your own, rendering useless your eyes and other senses given by the Creator. Leaving the prison of your home as quickly as possible, let us go to Vrindavan, thereby having darshan of something that is indescribable and supremely wonderful. Make your life, along with its eyes and all the senses, successful. The damsels of Braja regarded anyone they had observed to have even a slight relationship with Krishna as supremely fortunate, and in their humility considered themselves extremely unfortunate. Therefore, they used to say, Dhanyasma Muda Gatayopi Harinyeta Yanandananda Upata Vichitra Vesham Akarna Veduralitam Saha Krishna Sahara Ujam Dadur Virajatam Pranayavalotai. Oh Sakhi, when Nanda and Shyam Sundar, wearing beautiful multicolored attire, vibrates sweet melody on his Venu flute, even those who are foolish due to having taken birth from the wombs of ignorant animals run towards him along with their husbands. The Krishnas are deer, that is deer that are blackish in color, and they gaze upon him with their large love-laden eyes. They are not merely gazing, Sakhi, but they are worshipping him with crooked sidelong glances from the large lotus-like eyes, and he is accepting their worship with his own loving sidelong glance. The lives of this deer are truly blessed. Sakhi, although we are gopis of Vrindavan, we are unable to offer ourselves like this. Our family members restrict us in many ways. How frustrating. Alas, why don't we give up this body and take birth as a doe so that we may have unhindered darshan of Sri Krishna? So actually, this is the prayer. Actually, this is the gopis that they want to take birth as a doe. There's a height of prema. These are Vrajapatus. Actually, when gopis married, they became wives of other gopas. They became Paravadu. And Krishna was then a man other than their husband, Parapurusha. Therefore, they could not meet with him of their own accord. There were many obstacles to their meeting with Krishna, such as their husband, mother-in-law, father-in-law, other family members, and society conditions. By any trick or excuse, the gopis were forever looking for a chance to meet him. And Sri Krishna, hiding from his mother, father, and friends, was forever looking for a chance to meet with the gopis. All these obstacles increase the intense eagerness for meeting Milan, and they increase the joy of meeting a million times over. So Sri Krishna is supremely independent. Still, to relish such meetings, he performs such pastimes through his yogamaya potency. To possess the mood of the gopis is the one and only qualification for entering into such Braja pastimes. So here, Brajavadus, they are very, very fortunate. We should try to so here, Brajavadu Vargene Kalpita. Among the mood of all those who worship Krishna, the most superior is the mood of the gopis. It was to give this mood that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to this world. In this way, keep some shlokas memorized and utter them in a completely fearless manner. Then you shall become a preacher. That is what is actually Gurudev is telling. That we should utter these shlokas fearlessly, be able to quote these verses. Brajavadu Vargene Kalpita. So here, her pure, mature love surpasses, Praudam is mature. Nirmala Bhava, pure condition, Prema, love, Sarva Uttama, best of all. Krishnera of Lord Krishna, Madhurya Rasa, the mellow of the conjugal relationship, Aswada of the testing, Karan of the cause. Her pure, mature love surpasses that of all others. Her love is the cause of Lord Krishna's testing, the sweetness of the conjugal relationship. अतएव सही भाव अंगीकार करी सादर निजवांछा गौरांग श्रीहरि अतएव therefore सही भाव that mood अंगीकार करी accepting sadhana fulfilled needs his own vancha desire Gauranga Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Shri Hari the supreme personality of God. Therefore Lord Gauranga who is Shri Hari himself accepted the sentiments of Radha and thus fulfilled his own desires. Of the four kinds of reciprocation of doing service, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya and Madhurya, Madhurya is considered the fullest. But the conjugal relationship is further divided into two varieties, namely Swakya and Parakya. Swakya is the relationship with Krishna as a formally married husband, and Parakya is the relationship with Krishna as a paramour. Expert analysts have decided that the transcendental ecstasy of the Parakya Milo is better because it is more enthusiastic. This phase of conjugal love is found in those surrendered to the Lord in love, knowing well that such illicit love with a paramour is not morally approved in society. The risk involved in such a love of Godhead makes these emotions superior to the relationship in which such risk is not involved. The validity of such risk is possible only in the transcendental realm. So, Parakya love of Godhead has no existence in the material world, and Parakya is not exhibited anywhere in the Vaishnava, but only in the portion of Golok Vrindavan known as Vraja. Some devotees think that Krishna is eternally the enjoyer in Golok Vrindavan, but only sometimes comes to the platform of Vraja to enjoy Parakyaras. The Sri Goswami of Vrindavan have explained that Krishna's pastimes in Braj are eternal like his other past activities in Golok Vrindavan. Vraja is a confidential part of Golok Vrindavan. Krishna exhibited his Vraja pastimes on the surface of this world, and similar pastimes are eternally exhibited in Braja in Golok Vrindavan, where Parakya Ras is ever existent. The third chapter of this epic, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has explicitly accepted the fact that Krishna appears in this material world at the end of the Dwapar age of the 28th Chaturyuga of Vaivasvata Manu and brings with him his Brajadham, which is the eternal abode of his highest pastimes. As the Lord appears by his own internal potency, so he also brings all his paraphernalia by the same internal potency without extraneous help. It is stated here in Caitanya Caritamrta that the Parakya sentiment exists only in the transcendental realm and nowhere else. The highest form of ecstasy can exist only in the most confidential part of the transcendental world, but by the causeless mercy of the Lord, we can have a peep into that invisible Vraja. The transcendental mellow relished by the gopis in Vraja is super excellently featured in Srimati Radharani. Mature assimilation of the transcendental humor of conjugal love is presented by Srimati Radharani, whose feelings are incomprehensible even to the Lord himself. intensity of her loving service is the highest form of ecstasy. No one can surpass Srimati Radharani in relishing the transcendental halo qualities of the Lord. Therefore, the Lord himself agreed to assume the position of Radharani in the form of Lord Sri Gauranga. He then relished the highest position of Parakiya Rasa as exhibited in the transcendental abode of Braja. So this is the position of Sachidanand Gaur Hari, and we worship this Gauranga. And he came actually to understand the mood of Radharani, Gauranga. He is Jagat Guru. Actually, he accepted Shri Ishwar Puri path. Jagat Guru Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu made Shri Ishwar Puri very fortunate by accepting the shelter of his lotus feet. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beloved Shri Sarup Damodar followed in the line and was succeeded by his dear Shri Rupa Goswami and Shri Sanatana Goswami. Shri Jiva Goswami accepted the shelter of Shri Rupa's lotus feet, the object of mercy, and these two was the and the object of mercy of these two was Shri Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami. So you see that Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is directly connected to Sachidanand Gaur, the Guru Parampara. And that's why he's able to explain to us what is Gauranga. Therefore, surrender to Sachidanand Gaur Hari, and we are reading this. Actually, we should feel separation from Gauranga, like Narottam Das Thakur was saying. Pashane kutibo maka anale pashibo Gauranga gunera nidhi kotha gele pabo. Whereas Sachinanda Shri Gaurari gone, he who by his causeless mercy freely and indiscriminately distributed here on earth Krishna Prema, which is difficult even for Brahma, Shiva and others to attain. Where are his associates such as Sri Advaita Acharya, Sarup Damodar, Rai Ramananda, Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath? Without them, I cannot stay alive. Where will I go? Where will I obtain the dust from their lotus feet? If I cannot get their darshan, I will smash my head on a stone and enter into burning fire. So this is how much we are feeling separation from Gauranga. Gauranga Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, Antar Krishna Bahir Gaura, Darshit Angadi Vaibhavam, Malos Gratana Abhyasma, Krishna Chaitanya Mahashraya. So, Shantam Durgam Gatirati Teno Padishadam Mohinam Sarvasam Pranatapatilinam Madhurima Viniryasa Premno Mikila Pashupalam Bajadrusham Sachaitanya Kimme Punarapadrishwaryastyati Padam. So, Shanam of the kings of the day, fortress, Gati, the goal, Atishayana, eminently, Upanishadam of the Upanishads, Muninam of the sages, Sarvasvam, the be all and end all. Pranatapatalinam, the groups of the devotees, Madhurima, the sweetness, Viniryasa, the essence, Premna of love, Nikila, all, Tashupala of the coward woman, Ambujadrisham, lotus-eyed, Saha, he, Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya, Kim, what, may, my, Punaha, again, Api Satam, Drusho, of the two eyes, Yasyati will come, Padam, to the abode. Lord Chaitanya is the shelter of the demigods, the goal of the Upanishads, the be all and end all of the great sages, the beautiful shelter of his devotees, and the essence of the love of the lotus-eyed gopis. When will he again be the object of my vision? So here I think Rupa Goswami is praying like this. When will I be able to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose actually eyes are like lotuses? Because he's actually having the mood of Radharani. He is having the mood of Radharani, and he's and the same actually another verse also is quoted from Stavamala. Aparam kasyapi pranaya vrindasya kutuki rastoma rutva madaram upabhoktum kamapiya Vijam swam avavre dutimiha tadiyam prakatayan sadeva chaitanya kurtir atitaram nah krupayatu aparam boundless kasyapi of someone pranayajana vrindasya of the multitude of lovers tuki one who is curious rasastomam the group of mellows. Hritva skilling, maduram, sweet, upabhoktam, to enjoy, kamapi, some, yahu, rucham, luster, swam, own, avabre, covered, dutim, luster, ear, tadiya, related to him, prakatayan, manifesting, sa, he, deva, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Caitanya Caritamrta, having the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Atitaram greatly, na unto us, Krupayatu, may he show his mercy. Lord Krishna desired to taste the limitless nectarian mellows of the love of one of his multitude of loving damsels, Radha. And so he has a Chaitanya. He has tested that love while hiding his own dark complexion with a refulgent yellow color. May that Lord Chaitanya confer upon us his grace. So text 51 and 52 are from Stavamala of Srila Rupa Goswami. So we'll stop here today. Hare Krishna. Dhanavad pranam. Svancha patru vaishya kripa sindhu vacha pratanam pavani vaishnavi namo namah. Thank you so much. Dhanavad pranam. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. We'll be observing Shivratri on 18th, 19th actually, as per the calendar here. Some other devotees are observing on 18th, but either way, we are observing on 19th here because I checked the calendar here, Gaudiya Math calendar, and they say it's 19 actually. So that day we'll be observing fast on Sunday, 9, taking nothing till 12 o'clock, then we can take some fruit and potato and all that. Hare Krishna. So thank you so much. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
I'll give
so much.
the Dandavat. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. I'll give Jayadvani.
Sure.
जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गांधर विका गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा व्यास जी की जय जय तालाब गुरु